20 years. That's how long the Mac Pro lived. And on March 26, 2026, Apple quietly removed it from their website. No announcement, no tribute. The buy page just redirects to apple.com/macnow. 20 years, and it went out with a 404. Let me take you back to where it started. It's 2005. Steve Jobs walks on stage and does something Apple almost never does. He admits failure. He promised a 3 GHz Power Mac GFOF 2 years earlier. He couldn't deliver it. Mac users were leaving, jumping to Intel PCs for performance Apple couldn't provide anymore. So Apple made a deal with Intel. And a year later, in August 2006, the Mac Pro was born. Phil Schiller called it the Mac that so many of our highest-end customers have dreamed of. For video editors, musicians, 3D artists, this was the machine, the beast, the one you saved up for. Then Apple started destroying it themselves. 2013. Phil Schiller takes the stage to launch a new Mac Pro, a tiny black cylinder that looked like a sci-fi trash can. And he said, word for word, "Can't innovate anymore, my ass." Within a year, pros hated it. The thermal design was a dead end, you couldn't upgrade it. Apple admitted in 2017 that they'd made a mistake. The Mac Pro spent nearly a decade either broken, abandoned, or on life support. The 2019 model fixed the design. Then Apple Silicon arrived in 2020, and that's when it got really interesting. Apple Silicon delivers Mac Pro class performance in a Mac Mini, in a MacBook Air. The M3 Ultra Mac Studio, a $2,000 compact desktop, benchmarks faster than the $6,999 Mac Pro. Apple Silicon didn't just compete with the Mac Pro, it made it indefensible. No support for third-party GPUs, no upgradable RAM, no reason to pay 3 times more for a tower that a smaller box already beats. So Apple didn't update it. The Mac Pro sat at M2 Ultra while the Mac Studio jumped to M3 Ultra. For 3 years. Until they just pulled the plug. Now here's what nobody's really talking about. Apple is reportedly developing a chip called Bultra, with 4 to 8 times the compute of an M3 Ultra for AI server infrastructure. If that's true, the people who actually needed Mac Pro level power, the AI researchers, the render farms, the simulation engineers, they're not buying a desktop anymore. They're going to rent that compute from Apple's data centers. The Mac Pro's market didn't disappear. It moved inside Apple's infrastructure. They're not selling you the hammer anymore. They're renting you the nail gun. That's the whole for today. The Mac Pro lasted 20 years, born from a broken promise, killed by its own company's chip, replaced by a box a third the size and a third the price. I'm the rabbit. Stay curious, stay suspicious.